So I'm starting anxiety meds. This is not something that I ever really planned on, as I think most people that are on meds probably don't ever plan on doing this stuff. But I've actually, ironically, never really been a huge fan of antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds, like stuff like that, because I think so many people with this don't fix the actual source of the problems in their life, or don't even attempt to fix the source of the problem in their lives, and they just try to treat the symptoms, kind of like trying to take Halls for a cold when it's like, yeah, it might help your cough, but it won't actually help the cold itself, right? And I've never really understood that personally because I just think we should try to fix the things in your life that might be causing the anxiety, might be causing the depression before you start trying to take meds and changing the chemistry of your body and your emotions and everything like that, right? Um, but for me, I feel like I've really exercised all of my tools that I've been using for so long of trying to do things that I feel like have intrinsic value to them, and like a deep sentiment to them. Trying to do hobbies, trying to keep myself distracted, trying to stay present as much as possible. I just started reading The Power of Now as well a little while ago. I'm like 60 pages and just kind of crawling through that. And I'm finding some tools are really helpful from that. But I'm just not able to get like a full on grab right now so far of like the voice in my head or the voices in my head, not to sound too schizophrenic or anything like that, but I'm just really struggling to get a full on control of them. And I've recognized like, okay, this is at the point now where I need external help. So that's kind of how I've gotten here. I'll get more into that in a little bit. But as for what this kind of is, I plan on doing this is going to be week 0 because this is technically day 1 for me. I just started taking these today. I plan on doing every single Monday a video of me, hopefully that day, maybe the Sunday before, or like the Sunday, like the day before, filming myself for 5-10 minutes unedited and just talking about my experience of like, here's day 1 starting with meds, and then week 1, week 2, and just reflecting on the prior week and how was it better than the week before? How is it maybe worse? Are these working for me? Are they not? And just being able to track my journey relatively linearly speaking. And for myself personally, it's just gonna be really fascinating to see me go from week 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 12, whatever. And for other people who perhaps have anxiety and they're looking for some empathy, you might be able to get that from these videos. Or if someone who's considering going on meds that hasn't tried it yet because they're scared to, or just a bit reluctant to pull that trigger, maybe I can kind of take them a different route with that. Or maybe I can affirm, hey, you know what, this is actually a really good, viable option. Or maybe you don't have anxiety but you want to learn about it, or it's just an entertainment factor for you, like whatever it might be. I think I have a lot to gain from doing these videos. I think you might have a lot to gain from watching these videos. So I think first and foremost, that's kind of the whole gist of what I'm trying to do here. So every Monday, that's what I'm doing with these videos. Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm still filming videos on a very eclectic kind of bunch of other topics. It could be really serious stuff like philosophy or religion, it could be really dumb stuff like anything, literally anything. So that's Wednesdays and Fridays. Mondays, these videos. Now, I'll get a little deeper into that. How I've actually started with this and my anxiety experience so far is I've had a bunch of health problems for the last year and a half. I've had 4 shoulder surgeries. I have hip impingements. I've had a bunch of inflammation problems. And what's like to get really deep into it, what's kind of gotten me is I'm not very bad at feeling guilty about the past mistakes that I've made, but I'm very anxious towards the future. And to be as blunt as possible, I'm terrified of death. But more than that, I'm very terrified of suffering. I am been through so much pain with all the health stuff that I've been through, and every single time that I feel new ache or pain in my body, there's this voice in my head that just goes, "You're gonna die. You need a new surgery for that one. This is a chronic problem now. You have this disorder. You have this deficiency, like whatever it might be." And my brain just goes nuclear, like so quickly. Like I get a headache and I think I'm dying. I get pain anywhere in my body and I think it's falling apart, or I might need surgery on it or something like. And I don't think that, but there's that voice in my head that drills those thoughts into me. And because I'm so scared of these health things and because I know what that suffering can be like, I'm so scared of that suffering. And that voice knows, hey, I can really take advantage of this guy and be heard if I mention these things that can really stick for him. Um, and like I go for my walks every day. I get my sunshine. I say hello to strangers. My diet's fantastic. I drink water. I do my physio and exercise every day. Like I have hobbies. Like I picked up reading a bunch, stuff like this, and I'm doing my best with that. But I just feel like at this point, I've really exercised all the things that I have within my control, and because I can't control the results of my health stuff, and because I feel like I'm just so overwhelmed that this might start snowballing in a really negative direction for me, that I need to find some external help, and that's why I'm starting medication. So it's not something that I've ever really wanted to do, honestly. But the fact for me that I'm finally considering, hey, meds might actually be a really good step for me to take, shows me the fact that I'm even accepting that or considering that as an idea shows me where I'm at mentally right now, and that this might be a really necessary step for better or for worse for me to get to the place that I'm looking to be. Um, so definitely interesting, but I think we just got to roll with the punches here, and I really hope some people get something out of these videos. I think I know I will, like, or at least I'm very confident that I will, and I hope other people can learn something from these videos and kind of, at least if nothing else, get a point of empathy for this, because I know just sometimes when you're going through things like anxiety or anything, literally anything that's can be a bit of a struggle in life, just hearing someone else talk to you about the same things and just affirming like, hey, you're not crazy, you're not going insane, I've been through this too. Just hearing that of like, I know I sound kind of psychotic to someone who doesn't have anxiety when I say it's not me that's freaking out, it's this voice in my head, but I can't control that voice. That makes me sound insane and that makes me feel a bit insane. But when I talk to other people with anxiety, they're like, no, that's exactly what it is. It literally sounds like you're going psychotic, but you're not. You're totally normal. You're totally okay. And for this to be so many books written about this and so many videos about this and such like so much awareness growing and growing with concepts like these and problems like these, obviously this is a problem, like you're really not alone here, and this affects so many people so drastically to the point where it can be completely debilitating. That's why I'm doing this series. um yeah, and I think for me there's so many parts of it where I'm like, oh, this is getting really problematic, this is getting really abnormal, but for me it was kind of a normal thing. And what put me over the edge to be like, I should actually probably start medication was, I've been trying to read for the last bit. I picked up reading like a year ago now and like slowly got into it, and then I've been a lot more into it, and because of my health stuff that's like the only thing I can do. And it's gotten to the point where like it was every sentence I was reading, like I'd read a sentence and I'd have a headache, and I'd like read a sentence, be like, oh, you're dying, and then reading a sentence like, oh no, you're still dying, and then I'd have this conflict in my head of being like, hey, that headache you have, that means that you're going to die. And then I would have this other voice in my head that goes, no, no, you're fine, man, you're fine, you don't need to do that. And they just fight in my head, and I'm just sitting here trying to read like a stupid book, and they just go off at each other. And I'm finally at the point now where it's okay, I do need that external help. So that's kind of the brief summary of how this has started. I started the meds today. I don't think I've said this yet in this video. We'll see. I started the meds today, about 6 hours ago, and so far, for reference, I don't know how I'm going to structure these videos. Have some, if you have any ideas of like what you want me to talk about week to week, just so you could like comparisons between the weeks and stuff like that, just let me know. Just comment stuff below, comment anything below. But I've started the meds today, and so far, bit nauseous. Got nauseous at about, I had my first one with my meal at like 10ish, 9:30 or 10, something like that. Got nauseous at 12. Had some funny stomach things happen in the afternoon. I was like, I think I'm cramping a little bit. So I sat down on the toilet and insane. So apparently that's a symptom of these. So this, we're keeping it raw and real here. This is what we're doing. So I, if you don't like real stuff, this is just a terrible channel and series for you to follow. But if you like real people going through real things, this is what this is. So we'll do with that what you will. Yeah, I also started reading The Power of Now, which is a video. Nope, no, it is not. It is a book that deals with trying to become present. And everything I've read so far on that, I'm like a third of the way through, affirms literally everything that I've been feeling and thinking inside my head. It just puts so much more eloquently. So that could be an interesting place for someone to look into as well. I really like that, so I'll probably talk about that with these videos. Um, yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm gonna do these videos every Monday, I think, and then Wednesday and Fridays will be my other videos where I talk about literally anything. So if you like these videos, they're every Monday. If you like my other videos, check those out. I have another video on Wednesday, I think, specifically dealing with how I define anxiety and my perception of it and my kind of experience with it, and how I think someone might be able to fix it in the long run, or what it might just look like when it's solved. So I have a video on Wednesday coming out about that as well. But I think that's probably it for this one. So I have anxiety. I'm starting meds. That guy's ripping. He's going like 60 and he almost just hit a car. Fucking idiot. Okay. Anyways, God, I hate that. I hate that so much. Anyways, yeah, keeping it real here. Keeping it real. Fucking hate people driving fast in residential areas. But anyways, videos Monday. Every Monday on this. This is week 0. So this is the start. Thank you for tuning in, checking it out. Let me down below. Like, do you have anxiety? Do you not? why are you here? What do you like about these videos? What do you want from these videos? Whatever it might be. I'm just going to honor what I think is best for these videos for me first. But if you guys give any feedback on what you kind of want from these videos, absolutely let me know. If you have questions, anything like that in the comments, I'll reply to you. And might be able to influence some of your ideas into the video. So just let me know, whatever it might be. But if you like this video, like. If you really liked it, subscribe. If you didn't, don't. But definitely comment, because that's what this is all about. I'm just trying to create a community where we can converse here freely. So thank you for checking this out. And yeah, see you Wednesday or Friday or in a different video, or perhaps next Monday would be great. I'd like to see you next Monday. So be here next Monday. I think it's the 6th. So see you on the 13th. See you there. See you later.